Director of the Italian Institute of Culture in Melbourne. And welcome to the Institute, and I would like to say a few words before introducing Susan Russell Susan Russell to talk about this exhibition. For all those Italians who have a basic artistic and taste and culture, Rome represents the heart of Italy, not only because of its preeminent political role that is becoming weaker and weaker and discredited, but for its amazing history and unique example of intercultural and interlinguistic laboratory. This is proven by the dialect spoken in Rome, which is an idiom very similar to the modern Italian and has developed as a national language whilst being in contact with the different civilizations. The appeal of the city lies in this sometimes undecipherable complexity of its historical stratifications. Such complexity can be perceived and seen and as shown in the paintings of Roman sites, an exciting exhibition by A.Zubryn that the Italian Institute of Culture of Melbourne proudly presents today. We take this opportunity to welcome the artist A.Zubryn and Dr. Susan Russell, the art historian, who will officially open this exhibition. Finally, we acknowledge the support of our sponsors, Pantalica Cheese, San Benedetto Acqua Minerale, Bon Food and Casella Wines for the refreshment offered at this event. And now please welcome Dr. Susan Russell. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefano. Well, it was with great pleasure that I accepted the invitation to open the exhibition Roman Sites, because not only is A.Zubryn a friend and a neighbour, but we also share a great love for Rome, the subject of the pictures on show today. As an art historian of 17th century Rome, I conducted my research in the city over a period of years before I eventually went to live there in 2003 as assistant director at the British School of Rome, where the regular intake of 4 Australia Council resident artists somewhat lightened my load of defending our national identity to the Brits. Alex was one of the early recipients of an Australia Council Rome Fellowship, and although we met before he went to the school and before I went to work there, I was happy to tell him what I knew about the place and what he might expect. This exhibition is largely the result of his Roman residence, an experience that he refreshed by revisiting the city more recently, when we finally had the pleasure of experiencing Rome together. I was lucky enough to have one of Alex's Roman bricks paintings adorning the walls of my flat at the British School. On loan from the then director, Andrew Wallace-Hadrian, this painting now hangs in his elegant apartment at Sydney Sussex College, Cambridge, where he became the master after leaving Rome in 2009. I really resented the Wallace-Hadrians reclaiming their property. I'd grown enormously fond of that painting. I never tired of its textures and shapes and its deceptively multicoloured tonalities. Quintessentially Roman, it was at once flat and tangible, abstract and actual. During my 8 years at the British School, I saw as many unique responses to Rome as there were Australia Council residents. Responses manifested through a diverse range of expressions, scale and media, and inspired by a multitude of influences, from books in the British School's library to Italy's rich and varied artistic heritage, to thoughts and ideas expressed by fellow residents, to political and historical events. Alex's response was particularly direct and immediate, based on what he saw around him, and very much in harmony, I must confess, with my own tastes. One of my research interests is in 17th century landscape painting in Rome, and I inevitably respond to images that aim to capture Rome's unique topography. Yet when Alex showed me the computer image of Largo Argentina that he was proposing to use for the invitation, I got a completely unexpected shock of recognition. It's the picture over here above the fireplace. I felt as though I was suddenly transported to Largo Argentina, not because the painting in any way is a straightforward photographic reproduction, but because it encapsulated my own sensual and nostalgic memories of Rome. The colours, textures and condensed perspective conjured up not only the outward appearance of this part of the city, but also its heat and its chaos. And I was reminded of the bewilderment one experiences as a tourist, standing among all this confusion, trying to sort out the old from the new, trying to work out exactly what it is you're looking at, or supposed to be looking at, depending on which guidebook you have in your hand, or which part of Rome's extraordinary history you're particularly interested in. Characteristic details in Alex's painting, like the unobtrusive church dome, the Roman pines, the busts and the ruins, all convince one of the authenticity of the work as representing a real place. But then one notices the strangely curved building tucked into the distance, and one's immediately reminded of a far more famous ruin than the Republican temples that are actually found in Largo Argentina. The crowded composition, alleviated only by the ribbon of blue sky, conveys more than anything the impossibility of trying to sort out Rome's historical phases. Everything's cheek by jowl. It isn't a neat city. All periods are jumbled up together. The different phases of Rome's history impinge upon each other in the most delightful, and for those experiencing them for the first time, perplexing way. Ancient, medieval, Renaissance, Baroque, 18th and 19th centuries and beyond, they're inseparable, just as the buildings are in Alex's painting. As I've said elsewhere about Alex's art, he creates effects that are both naturalistic and abstracted, both poetic and concrete. While painting the fabric of Rome, he paints the spirit of Rome, enriching the subject matter to express something beyond the merely factual. I hope you enjoy these paintings as much as I do, and I'm very pleased to announce this exhibition open. Thank you. And now a word from the artist.
Thank you to the art historian. Well, it's very hard to write about your own work. I attempted to write about the exhibition one piece at a time. If you have a chance to grab one of the little fold-outs that are near the door, that would be great. It'd make it worthwhile for me to have spent time doing it. I definitely am not I'm not analytical and descriptive in the sense that Susan Russell can seamlessly be able to describe the images. I'm much more trying to remember just the site in terms of the scale, how it feels like you're being absorbed into it, and in a sense, not just the site itself, but all the experiences of being at the British School in Rome and previous experiences of being in Rome. So in a way, really, the exhibition has some of the works have been, it has been shown at the La Trobe Regional Gallery a while back, and I have had them at home stored for a while in some sections of the house. But it's just so fantastic to be able to bring them all out and to have everyone's support that's here. And thanks very much to Stefano Fossati, the director, and also to Susan Russell for opening the show. It's a fantastic support. Thanks very much. I think that's all I've got to say.
Well, now the speeches are over, so please, thank you for coming, and please enjoy the party.